Because I'm out here in the snow telling y'all this shit when I should be embarrassed about it, but I don't give a... Let's talk about it. I'm really happy that I'm outside in the cold, even though this is not really... I don't really like the cold, but I'm gonna make this video for y'all. I'm making this video because I fell to bad habits and I'm here to document it because I'm crazy and I don't really care about people's opinions about me. I am one of the individuals in this world that's crazy enough to share what I go through so that some million of people across the world and other men can get their shit together. The past couple days was damn near miserable for me and I didn't know where I lost track. And what's crazy about it is I've been making videos, I've been dancing, I have been, journaling. I've been doing what I need to do, but a few things happened that threw me off that really made me feel down, made me feel depressed, and kind of like was kind of like a delayed downfall, for lack of better words. Now let me explain that. The things that I've been working on within myself are just daily disciplines, regular disciplines that everybody, I think should have, every man should have, so that he is able to capitalize on his time and the things that is around him, his resources, his connections, everything. My routine, what I was doing was I was waking up early, absurdly early, actually. I'm talking like before 5 a.m. comfortably. I was not stressed. My eating wasn't the best. I'm not gonna lie about that. My eating was crap, which is a variable. I was working out in the gym, but my routine got thrown off. That was another variable. And I was seeing somebody in a relationship and I broke up with them, and that was a variable. 3 things: my exercise routine, my eating, and my company. I didn't know how these things was gonna affect me and make me feel after they came to an end, or, after they shifted my life, but they did shift my life. Now I have a very bad habit, basically an addiction, which is watching porn and chronically masturbating if I feel down, depressed, and if I'm not dating, which is not cool. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because it's one of the things that we're now seeing as a problem. Most men, a lot of men do it, and whether you know it or not, it can completely destroy your frontal thinking capacity. You can't think correctly. Vulnerable anytime you're emotional, anytime you're alone, anytime you're hungry for something new, when you're afraid, or maybe even too excited. I am all of those things at least once a week. I'm afraid of something at least once a week. I'm super excited to go out into the world at least once a week. I'm fiending to talk to women of this world every single week. Like, there is always a day where I'm just like, yo, I want to scoop something. I need something now. What else? Being alone. I was always had to deal with that kind of loner stuff, which means it makes you susceptible, and it makes you also just very, very easy to fall apart, or easy to be attacked mentally, be manipulated emotionally, all these different things. It just creates way too much vulnerability points. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine building a castle and somebody just basically nuked or put a bomb at the bottom of each of the safety gates, or each of the surrounding, there's a surrounding gate protecting the castle, and a person puts a bomb in 4 parts of the gate. Your castle could be a very strong hold, and while that gate or that surrounding, wall is protecting that castle, it's fine. But the moment one of those bombs go off, you're vulnerable, especially if you don't fix it. And that's what it's basically like when you're emotionally not secure, you're mentally manipulated, you're susceptible to damage, like from people that you care about and people that you don't care about. You don't really have a very good awareness of your sexual nature and how you're supposed to express it. And you basically just don't know how to use the resources that you've been given by God, which is basically you, your habits, your hands, your feet, your mind, your attention. And every single time I fell, like I said, I'm crazier than a motherfucker. Cause I'm out here in the snow telling y'all this shit when I should be embarrassed about it, but I don't give a fuck. Because the thing about it is, I know that the things that make me weak or the things that has broken me, made me feel like I don't got my shit together, is fake. Well, let me not say fake. Let's not say fake. It is not the majority of who I am. It's not. Yo, 24 hours ago, I was in my bed. I promise you, it's like 5 o'clock right now. Because I just looked at the time, it was like 4:40 time. It's 5:14. 24 hours ago. Matter of fact, 48 hours ago, I was in my bed, depressed, sad, feeling like crap, smelled like shit. Crazy. I had no idea how I ended up there. I was mentally just out of here. But I do know at the same time, this is, I think, one of the most horrible things that we sometimes do to ourselves, sometimes as men, when it comes to opening up to women. Now, I was abstinent for 3.5 years. And meanwhile, through that time, I wasn't completely like abstaining from any type of ejaculation because I was still jerking off, right? Not nearly as often. Nowhere near as often. I was going months without that shit. But something happened 2 times. Once, it was right around like where I was like 90 days of not watching no porn, not buzzing no nuts, not going on no dates, nothing. And right around that time, I had a very bad interaction with somebody, and it sent me into a mental spiral of, is there something wrong with me? Like, did I do something wrong in the situation? And even though I like vented it out, it still hurt me on the inside. So what did I do? I went back to a place of comfort and solitude and sadness, and I fucking watched explicit porn content, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I fell down and I ended up ejaculating, throwing away a whole bunch of my progress. And what happened after that? I did a downward spiral for like 3 fucking months. Crazy, bro. I was like, yo, what just happened? That was nuts. That was nuts, bro. It was nuts how it happened. And then I was good again for some time. And then I started dating somebody. But this is what I'm saying when us men, we shoot ourselves in the foot, or we've been taught to shoot ourselves in the foot. I had somebody tell me, yo, if you just started talking to a girl and y'all, you know that you about to hit, you haven't had sex in a while, jerk off before you meet the girl. Or any time that you're gonna meet a shorty, jerk off before you meet her so you don't nut off rip. Why would I do that? Why is that okay? Because every time my personal experience, that I haven't had sex with a woman and I want to spank her boots, and then I don't nut the first time. There is no I'm coming in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It's like actually the opposite. I'm mentally like, yo, I'm not going to be able to nut because I have so much stored up, so much energy stored up. So it's going to be more of a charge from the woman for me, and I'm going to get excited. I'm not going to let off my seed. That's just me. But anyway, the point of me bringing that up is there were so many indicators of me falling off or red flags of the reason why I fell off. And that's why I'm here and I could make this video today, which is like, again, I'm freezing right now. But I refused to stay in my house. I didn't care if it was warm, if it was hot, if it was cozy. I had to get outside. I had to get the fuck outside so that I could shake this shit off, because I know who I am. I know what I'm working on. I know what I'm building. I know what I'm going after. I know the progress that I have been making. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm not going to allow the version of me or the negative habits that is me or part of me destroy the progress that I'm working for. And when I did a test on this app called Quitter or something like that, it said that right now, because I just like basically went to the extreme. It said that my mind is 60%. It's 60% dependent on pornography, meaning emotional comfort, physical, spiritual, just whatever. 60% dependent. So that means that 60% of my brain activity is bullshit. It's negative thoughts. It's darkness. I say, yo, no. That means that my own mind, the thing that I have that's supposed to serve me is basically a weapon against me. No, that has to be fixed immediately. Porn and watching explicit content and having, that issue of being an addict to porn, and a lot of men are addicts and they don't fucking know it. If you do something every single week all the time and it alters your mental state and you do it chronically and sometimes uncontrollably, you're most likely an addict to whatever that thing is. Sometimes you can be an addict to hard work. Sometimes you can be an addict to I don't freaking know, like fitness. I used to be an addict to tearing my flesh and my skin apart just to see more muscles and just like see different parts of myself and see how far I can go. Like 4 or 5 hours working out crazy a day, like, and that's not bad. But when you decide that you want to become an addict and nuke yourself with detrimental activities and substances, oh my God. And on a closing note, this was the thing. This is what I noticed when it came to like porn or whatever, jerking off or whatever. None of that shit came into my life by itself, because if it's a one-on-one fight or I'm just feeling down, the first thing I'm not gonna do is whip out my computer, phone, or any other device and start watching porn. I'm not gonna do that. There's a bunch of other things that I will do first, but once porn or masturbating makes its way back into my life, that's when it's over, because it's like putting a hole in the bottom of a glass or in a gas tank. Like, it's gonna drain out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can keep filling up, but it's gonna drain out. And then the thing about it is, with porn, it's like the hole gets bigger. The draining of your energy and stuff like that gets bigger, because we have hunter-gatherer brains. We have the type of mind where it's like we have to do more and more and more and get more extreme because our brains adapt. So when we adapt to porn, when we adapt to watching a bunch of a million different women that are all beautiful, it destroys our perception of what's real and what we're supposed to actually do in the world. And when that happens, it's game over. You can't make any good choices. You can't try again because you don't have the energy. You don't have the fuel. And I say, yo, fuck that, bro. Fuck that. Because I actually believe in myself. I love myself. I care about myself. Yeah, I'm the motherfucker that's basically like the individual that's like, all right, cool, this shit is embarrassing and people probably gonna burn me on the internet for years later, probably an enemy or something, that like, ha, motherfucker, you was addicted to porn, da 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 da. But the thing about it is, when I was younger, I had no chance. When I was alone and I didn't know who I was, I had no fucking chance. And porn used to run my life, destroy everything, my relationships, my jobs, everything, because it drains the energy and what you need to make change in this world. It kills us. It kills literally the man. It is manufactured to destroy the man. So it's like, if this shit has been manufactured to kill me, maybe I need to give myself some grace, nigga. This shit is not something that is, pretend. It's $1 billion business, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure. There's conventions, stars, like people are talking about this stuff on the internet and making the actors and the actresses like the show and the bro. It's like, no, you guys are literally destroying men, bro. So it's like, since I've been working on becoming the best man that I could be, and I'm not doing all this cookie cutter bullshit. I'm not pretending like, it's not that bad. Like, no, if something's bad, it's bad. If something is good, it's good. This is bad. So it's like, to work it out, I have to continue to put it on Front Street. And again, I got knocked down. Like, this shit knocked me down crazy, especially because the shorty I was talking to, like, she dipped, she moved away and stuff like that. So I went back to being solitude and single, which isn't a bad thing because that means I got my time back. But this is the most important part. This is the most important part, and I'm gonna leave because my head is freezing. The most important part about this entire thing, about everything that I went through, the ups and the downs, and basically, like this past, like feeling depressed, I have been working on myself. The time of me failing and the attempts that I'm making is happening in a very good pocket, because I get it. If I was ignorant, if I didn't know, if I was freaking emotional and I just could not think, I couldn't get my my thoughts together, and I couldn't actually, get my mind logically thinking and write stuff down and work it out on paper, I'd be screwed. But I'm so grateful, I'm thankful that I was getting my ass whooped, because like every time every time I got my ass whooped, every time I fell down and depressed, every time I ended up watching porn, every time I broke up with a shorty, every time I had a disagreement with my family or my friends or something like that, I went home, I logged it down, and I figured out what the fuck was I doing. And because I figured out what I was doing, then I could change, because I know who I am, what I got to do, and more importantly, who God literally designed me to be. What is the zenith? Where is my history? Where is my life? Where is my lineage? Where is my greatness? And as I started to find these things and ask these questions, I became better. Somebody that is not afraid of himself. There may be some things that I'm still afraid of, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to approach it and go at it and try it. And that's the thing that we have to keep going and we have to keep alive, especially as men, because without us in this world doing what we have to do, helping each other out, raising our voice when we need to, killing shit when we need to, protecting stuff when we need to, it's over. It's game over. One, we would not have a life for ourselves. We become slaves. And then the women and children that we supposed to be making a way for, it'd be game over for them too. So don't let this shit defeat you, break you down. If you suffering with it and if you going through the bullshit, I get it, bro. It's some shit that I'm dealing with myself because I was not given proper guidance. I didn't have the proper individuals, the men, the mentors in my life to tell me how to express myself sexually, mentally, work out whatever I need to work out so I could dominate the world. But that's life. And the fact that I'm here and that I'm alive and God has given me my mind, my voice, the heart, the wind in my lungs to keep things going, that's why I'm here telling y'all what it is all day, every day that I have the opportunity to. And yeah, my hands is cold. I love y'all. Stay blessed and less stress. It's your brother Key. Always come with that live and direct love, baby. Yeah. Fucking porn. You ain't gonna beat me.